This is why conventional style trucks are better than cab overs. Hi, my name is Joko, and welcome to our channel where we talk all things trucking and give interesting tips and tricks for drivers just like yourself. First of all, there are still some remnants of the cab over trucks here in the United States, but they have long been replaced by the conventional style or the bonneted style truck. So the main style of truck you will see nowadays on American roads is the conventional style or the bonneted style. However, in Europe, cab overs are still dominating the trucking industry. What is the main difference between the conventional or the bonneted style and the cab overs? Basically, the looks. Hey, real quick, 99% of you are not subscribed, so I'll just ask you to hit that like and subscribe button below if you like these types of videos and enjoy our content. Now back to the video. Cab over trucks are mainly used in Europe, and they're called cab overs because the cabin where the driver sits is located right above the engine bay or the engine, ergo cab over. Whereas the conventional or the bonneted style of truck, the cab is located behind the engine, which means the engine is front of the cab and has a hood over it. So why do European trucks still use cab overs compared to the American trucks where we have mostly conventional or bonneted style trucks? The main reason for that is space. Let's dive deeper. In Europe, trucks are often loaded onto ships or ferries. So the smaller size, the smaller length that the cab over provides is ideal for those situations because the more trucks fit on a ferry or the boat, the more money is to be made. Second, road infrastructure. European roads are much more narrow compared to American roads. That's why on American roads, American trucks have a longer wheelbase, which in turn leads to a more comfortable ride for the driver. Whereas in Europe, traffic lanes are much more tighter compared to the American roads, and therefore the trucks need to be easier maneuverable through the urban areas or the open road. Not only that, but safety regulations such as the Department of Transportation hours of service regulations here in the US also say that each driver may drive 11 hours per day for every 24 hours, but in Europe, drivers may only drive 9 hours per day for every 24 hours, which means that having the comfort of the longer wheelbase like the American trucks pays off for the longer hours that each driver has to spend on the road. Also worthy to mention, due to their design, cab overs actually have fewer blind spots, which makes them a little bit more safer in urban areas and in tight spots where visibility is actually crucial. Regulations, they also play a huge role when it comes to the size and the length of a tractor-trailer combination vehicle. In Europe, for example, regulations state that a combination vehicle, a tractor-trailer, may not be longer than 60 feet from the back of the trailer to the front of the truck. This is exactly why Europe prefers cab overs over the conventional or the bonneted style truck, because the more condensed the cabin of the truck, the more space there is for cargo. The more cargo, the more money, obviously. However, here in the US, since the Commercial Motor Vehicle Safety Act in 1986, companies and owner-operators are free to modify their trucks to their liking without affecting the legal length of the combination vehicle. The legal length for the combination vehicle here depends on each state. For example, in California, the maximum allowed would be 60 feet, whereas in most other states, it would be 53 feet. But if you want to make sure that you're according to local and state laws in the state that you are driving, please reach out to your local Department of Transportation or your dispatcher or safety department to make sure that whatever you are driving is legal to be driven on those roads. Now, speaking of driving on the roads and being on the road, another major reason why the conventional or the bonneted style truck is better than a cab over is cabin space for better living conditions. American trucks provide a better living condition for the driver compared to their European counterparts. The cab over trucks do have a spacious interior, but not as much as the American trucks, the conventional style trucks. Most of the conventional style trucks have windows, have refrigerators, microwaves, bigger beds inside. Some of them even have dining tables, and some of them even have a toilet. In addition to that, some owner-operators also prefer to modify their vehicles to an extent where they would add an extra room, even a small kitchen area, and a shower. This goes to show how important living conditions is to the average American driver compared to their European counterparts. Next up is speed and aerodynamics. Cab overs have slightly worse aerodynamics than the conventional or the bonneted style due to their shape. In Europe, the maximum allowed speed for trucks is 90 kilometers an hour, which is roughly about 57 miles per hour. Whereas here in the United States, the highest speed limit for a tractor trailer would be 137 kilometers per hour or 85 miles per hour in the state of Texas. The average truck speed throughout the country, however, would be about 60 to 65 miles per hour. We definitely do not recommend any driver to go that fast in a truck because stopping distance for trucks compared to cars could be double if not triple. We will cover braking distance for trucks in another video, so if you want to make sure that you don't miss that, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And I'm sure you're all curious to hear about the fuel efficiency since we are talking about speed and aerodynamics. Surprisingly enough, both European and American trucks actually consume about the same amount of fuel at the same speed parameters and circumstances. That being said, it is my opinion that fuel efficiency is subjective. What may be little to some is a lot to others and vice versa. You decide whatever you think fuel efficient is. Truck driving is considered as a job in Europe, but here in the United States, truck driving can become a lifestyle. American truck drivers usually stay on the road for longer periods of time at a time compared to their European counterparts, and that's why they require all these levels of comfort that trucks have to offer. Nearly 3.5 million drivers move about 70% of freight tonnage throughout the United States. 90% of all food that is being consumed by Americans is being delivered by refrigerated units, just like we have here at TRX Express. Not only that, nearly 50% of truck drivers in the US feel lonely on the road, which makes them take their pets with them on the road to keep them company. It's necessary to mention that if it wasn't for the trucking industry, there would be a food shortage within 72 hours. Gas stations would run out of fuel within 48 hours. Manufacturing would shut down almost immediately, and ATMs would run dry almost right away. Trucking truly is the backbone of this country. So my tip to you, if you are not a truck driver, be respectful of other drivers around you and note that truck drivers truly are the backbone of this country. I'll see you in the next video.